Welcome to the channel, guys. My name's Chase Maddox. It's 7 a.m. here. It's a little early, but I had to hop in and record this video for you. We're going to go into a 5-step framework for making progress on jazz guitar. This is a foolproof framework. This will help you learn anything really, but we're going to apply it to jazz guitar. I'm going to show you how this applies within my new jazz guitar community, which you guys can check out at the link below. There's limited spots. If you're missing this or seeing this after it closes on Monday, this coming Monday, in 2 days once you've seen this, if you're watching on Saturday, you can get on the waiting list. But either way, we'll dive into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is knowledge. So the first part of this framework is developing the actual learning. That's why you come to YouTube. That is why you are here. And most of your process is focused on that first step. But the problem is you don't have the other 4 steps, and that is why you're struggling in whatever you're trying to learn. So we're going to dive into the community, and I'm going to show you a little bit about where knowledge resides within the community. Okay, so we're in Chase's guitar community, and this is the classroom page. This is where all of the knowledge will reside for what I'm teaching. Now on YouTube, you guys are familiar with the material that I put out. This is a way for me to give a much more structured curriculum. This is what I wish I had when I was a student learning jazz guitar in my early stages. I'm trying to create what I wish I had, essentially. So we have a little mini course on how to use it, a place for all the calls. Our live calls will be recorded. 2 big programs here that I'm excited about. We have a 6-week program called Jazz Blues Accelerator, and this is going to basically bring you up from a beginner intermediate blues player to starting to play over changes, how to make your pentatonic ideas sound more in the realm of jazz by playing the changes. Show you how to do that here. We'll do that for 6 weeks. Those happen once a week for an hour. And then we have the Master Standards Blueprint, where we go into learning standards. All right. And this brings me to my second point of the framework, which is recall. It's not enough to just watch the video and learn. You have to be able to recall the material in a way that you actually start to internalize it. So that's one of the great things we can do here is I can have live calls. If you see, this is some of the material for the first week. We can have live calls, and I'll go to the calendar. We have a few scheduled. Like I said, we have 2 different calls each week. The live calls let me teach you, but then also talk to you guys and give that recall that you guys need for bringing the material. It lets me apply the knowledge, right? If we're learning a certain concept, now we're actually applying it into a certain standard. And I know that was some feedback I was getting from you guys, was that, even a bunch of you that have bought the ebook, you've gotten it, but then you're finding that you're not actually applying it to songs. And that is the breaking point in your learning process, is now we're going to actually apply that to real songs so that you know what to do on certain songs. And that's what we're doing. We're playing songs here. So the application part is critical. We're going to really focus on that as the core element of this guitar community. The third part of the framework is spacing. So we want to make sure that what we're learning is new stuff, but also that we're reviewing old stuff and not forgetting that. And we need to do this in a way where it's spaced repetition. There's been hundreds of studies on this as an effective way of learning. I'm planning that into what I'm teaching. So sometimes we're going to be talking about enclosures, and sometimes we'll be talking about certain scales or patterns. We'll learn that, and we'll come back and review that. I'll bring it in a different way, in a new position, in a new key, so that we are constantly reviewing some old stuff while learning new concepts. YouTube doesn't lend itself to that because it's always about the new thing, the cool new thing. In this way, we can actually focus more on what's best for learning and a little bit less about what's best for the algorithm or what's best for getting clicks and views. Now, the fourth one is a big one here, and we'll switch over to our community tab in a second, and that's understanding. I know a lot of you guys feel like you're cramming a lot of information into your head. You're like, there's so much to learn with jazz and with music and with guitar. I'm just like trying to fit all this in my head. And that is that's a signal that you're doing it in the wrong way, because you shouldn't feel like these things are being crammed in your head. You need to feel like, I'm making this concept obvious to myself. How do I make this concept obvious where it's like, I didn't know this before, and now I look at the guitar and it's like, yeah, it's clearly there. It's so obvious. That is the level you need to get this knowledge. And we need to bring all of that knowledge from just a specific fact, to like the actual procedural knowledge of being able to play it and have the awareness of it. So how does this help with the community? Well, in this community, I can give you guys that answer to your question. When you're questioning any aspect of learning this jazz guitar process, you can make a question on the community, ask for feedback, and me or any of the other members will get right back to you. So we can look at some of the posts here. It's a brand new community, so we have a lot of people just introducing themselves. I want to talk about this part. So we have assignments here, and one thing that's really cool connected to the courses is that I can link to specific assignments within the course, and then you guys tag that and we'll get feedback on your playing direct from me. So if you're like, hey, I'm trying to play this part, but I'm having trouble with this or this finger or whatever, or just how do I sound, let me know. This is a big part of the course, and it's what makes it so much more different than like a YouTube or even a having a private instructor, because you can really get direct feedback, not a week later, but like when you're having that issue. I'm going to be on here every day, checking in with everybody, making sure everyone is improving. And you just can't get that with a private teacher because it would take too much time. But by doing this as a guitar community with scale, I can actually help out everybody in a way that is better than when I was doing private lessons. So I'm excited about that. Let me show you how this would link into the courses. So this is Erwin right here. He got right on it. He just joined, and it's already going through the material. It's great. So he was in Jazz Blues Accelerator. He went to the Blue Skunk Triad study. He clicks here. He opens up the PDF. Underneath, he can click and upload his assignment. And what's cool about this is you not only get feedback from me, but you can see what other of your peers are posting and playing in relation to this assignment. So you can see if anyone else has questions about this, what other people sound like, and learn, oh, that's interesting, he's doing it that way. Or, like Erwin is not using a pick, so that's kind of interesting, how he's playing it and how he sounds on it. So there's a lot we can learn from each other in doing this. And as time goes on, these posts and these modules just become more valuable, because you can imagine we have a lot of people on here posting and asking questions about it, and it becomes a lot richer of information when you're trying to learn this blues study. So there's a lot with the community. There's a lot of different posts you can do, a lot of awesome stuff. This is not going to be like a Facebook group. I think you can already tell. There's a lot of elements here that make this way better than a Facebook group. I'm going to get rid of all my Facebook groups basically, because this is next level. Okay, so the last part of this framework is feedback, and that direct feedback is what I'm giving you as part of this. I think that's the most valuable thing. It's the accountability and the feedback. It creates a motivation in the student, in you, to make sure you're doing the work, and know that I will be checking in on you guys. I'll be expecting you guys to be posting some for feedback for some of these assignments, so that it's not just you sitting in your room trying to learn jazz guitar and hope you get better. Like, I'm there with you. If you guys have any questions, I'm right there. I'm answering really quickly, and I can tell you what that very next step is you need to do. And you're going to make so much more progress than people that aren't taking that kind of action and that don't have that accountability. So you'll see everyone's pretty excited in here in the community to get started in doing that. And that's something, again, I can give you direct in the feedback via the calls and also via posts. One last thing, one other part of this that I think is important is really the sixth element of fun. And that is awesome here with the leaderboards. So we actually have leaderboards here based on the value you're putting into the community, based on posts and likes, and there's a bunch of factors. But what's awesome about it is I'm actually going to be awarding real prizes to those top 3 people, 1, 2, and 3. Now we just started again, so this will change pretty quickly, but all these guys are up on the leaderboard for interacting and for making different posts. And those top 3 people, some of the prizes, one of the ones I'm thinking of right now is basically awarding private lessons for those top 3 people. And I don't even do private lessons anymore. So that is really the only way you can get a private lesson with me if you're not part of the advanced access in the community. And there'll be different prizes. We'll switch it up. But this keeps it fun because you'll see that you grow in level. And I set it up as like jiu-jitsu belt levels just for fun. And as you're posting, as you're doing that, you can see that you're making improvement, and just kind of fun way of motivating you guys to join and interact with other members of the community, post things that are interesting. It's going to be a very different vibe than what you might be used to on a Facebook group. And I'm excited about it. If you guys want to learn more, make sure you click below. Again, I'm closing this on Monday. I don't know when I'm going to open it again. It's going to be a very small group. I just want to work with some guys that want to really learn and improve, and we'll keep it at that. It might be next year, the next time that I open this up. I'm not sure, because I want to focus on everyone that's here and make sure that they're making progress. And I hope you guys join. So again, thanks for watching this video. You guys can check out below. If you're watching this after the fact, click on the waiting list, and hopefully I'll be opening it soon for you guys. But that is our framework, and I hope you guys apply it even if you're not joining the community. Think about how your own practice is, and think about how you can implement some more elements of that framework to improve your practice. Hope that, guys, man, it is early. Hope that helps you guys, and I will see you in the next video. I'm gonna get some more coffee because I am clearly still tired. You can even probably see it in my eyes. Jesus. My voice sounds deeper though. That's probably pretty cool. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.